boat over, and then it was about a 5 mile. Yeah, I didn't.
Picturesque is the word you would definitely use for this venue today. I haven't been here before. I've been to a lot of venues up and down Ireland, but Cooley Kickham's is one that I haven't been to, and I'm absolutely enthralled by the view here and by the setup, and it's nice and warm. It's like I'm on my holidays here. And being Father's Day as well, we have a father on co-commentary of Colin Halligan with us as well. And Colin, you were just waving at your daughter, or maybe she was waving at you, Aoife Halligan, playing number 9 today for Louth. More importantly, did she get you a card this morning?
Oh yeah, the card was there, yeah. That was all sorted.
That's because you were doing the commentary and she wanted to make sure you said something nice about her, maybe. And no, seriously though, it's great to be here, and it's a lovely spot here.
Beautiful, yeah. And I don't know if I noticed you said you hadn't been here, but there's another pitch up at the top there, and if you go up there, the view is right over to Ross Travis. It's unbelievable up there too. But it is beautiful. The pitch is in some condition too, isn't it?
Yeah, they've been like all the other pitches. They needed a bit of rain, and they got a bit of rain, and it's done the pitch a bit of good. Yeah. I think, and it is a tight little venue here, but the surface looks absolutely terrific and perfect for football. There's a bit of a breeze, just a slight breeze really, coming off the sea from left to right, but apart from that, sure, what more would you want?
That's it. It's perfect.
And I'm looking out there now at the captains going over. Actually, no, in our shot, actually, we're looking down to our left at some of the Louth players preparing for the game here, and it's a big game for them, of course, in this All-Ireland TG4 Intermediate Championship Group 1. And the officials are out there with the captains, and the two captains are, for Louth, number 8, Anya Breen, and for Leitrim, it is number 14, Michelle Guckian, who's just been brought over now by the linesperson, Gráinne Sands, who is from County Down, just up the road. The referee is Anthony Marin from Monaghan, and on the other line we have Derek McKittrick, who has come down from Fingallians in Dublin. So those are the officials, and you have the umpires all out there as well, and a few photographs been taken, and the toss will be taken. But I don't think the toss will matter too much today, Colin, will it?
No, it's just up to them. It's not. They wouldn't be looking at the breeze, obviously, but you have to think if the sun comes out as well. It's just a pity it wasn't. You couldn't see it now because that's a big factor as well. With goalkeepers now. But there is no. Look, even the flags there.
But is there home advantage for Louth being here in Cooley? It's got to count for something, no?
Well, it does. But I'll be honest with you. The last time they played these was it was in Cooley. They played them. Was it the end of last year or the beginning of last year? And
well, they met in 2021. In a quarter-final, and Kildare, or no, that was Leitrim against Kildare. I'm looking at the wrong game, actually. Sorry, go on ahead. You're talking about last year.
Leitrim beat them up in the pitch I was talking about above there by a point. They were very disappointed they didn't win the game that day. There was two goals you'd never give away. But anyway, that's football for you.
But Leitrim got 4-8 last week against Kildare. And Kildare I would put down as one of the favourites at intermediate level. And Leitrim to get 4-8 against them I thought was a very good score. So
fabulous.
I'm thinking they're maybe favourites here today. And just even watching them warming up over the last hour or two, they're really organised, very rigorous warm-up. I'm not saying Louth isn't the same, but they just seem to have come here early as well. It's a long journey for them, but they just seem to know what they're about. And this is do or die for them. And I think that might give them a bit of an edge today,
Yeah, you're right, and we were in that position before. The do or die. Well, to me, they would be favourites, even though Louth, they had a great start to the league, but they sort of faded away, this year. So it's a tough game. It's a tough game for both.
Yeah, they had a good start to the National League, Louth, but haven't done so well since then. But they definitely have talented players out there. There are a few injuries, but this is a chance for them today, and we're pausing now, I believe. I can't hear it just now, but we are pausing for the anthem, so maybe it'll start in a second or two as the sun just comes through again over to our left hand side, not where the Leitrim players are, but up the other end of the pitch. And actually maybe it's a minute silence, so I'll stop talking.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for a minute silence
and now we'll have the anthem.
We'll have a change. Make flood instead of budgie. Big flood instead of budgie. Okay.
Not sure if you're picking that up, but there is a singer coming forward to sing the anthem here at Cooley Kickham's now. Beautifully done. We'll have a quick look at the teams. Let's start with the home team, Louth. No changes from the team that was given in during the week. So the team on your screen there is exactly how they are starting today. So obviously up the middle you have Niamh Rice and Kate Flood, who obviously will be dangerous because we know they've been very good players down the years. And also you have some youth in there. You have Abby Keenan in at number 10, and then you have Cooley Kickham's players, Lucy White, Niamh Rice, both from the home club here. So they are going to be key players for them as well. They have a very good goalkeeper at the back, and they are good defensively, very organised. Over the last couple of years I've seen them beat Down, for example, and send them down to the junior championship. Let's have a look at Leitrim. They have one change from the starting 15, and it is at centre half forward. Alva Clancy at number 11 is not playing. She's replaced by Vivian Egan. We're not too surprised about that. Vivian scored 1-1 against Kildare last week. She's from the Anna Duff club, so it certainly doesn't weaken the team at all. And at number 12 there you have Shiva Quinn from St Bridget's. She also scored a goal against Kildare, and Shiva, by the way, is the sister of Avine at number 19, and their dad is the other Jerome Quinn. There is another one. I thought for many years it was only me, but can't say that anymore. So Jerome Quinn is the dad there, and it's worth mentioning on Father's Day, of course. Looking around the rest of the team, Casey Bruin at number 6 is the sister of Elise Bruin at number 15. And Charlene Tyrrell at number 2 won a Team of the League award this year for the first time ever at the age of 37. Fair play to her from Mohill. And mentioning the Team of the League awards, Laura Collins at number 15 also won an award for Louth in this year's Lidl Team of the Leagues. And if I'm working that out, they could be marking each other. But you never know the way teams line out these days. What way do you expect Louth to line out Colin? Are they very defensive? Are they just going all out? I saw them a few weeks ago against Kildare, but I wouldn't judge them on that.
No. You'd probably notice that, as soon as the ball's thrown up here, you might see a sweeper going in. I don't know who that is, because normally that was what do you call Aoife Russell, but I don't think she's starting today.
No, Aoife Russell's 17.
I'm not sure if they're going to do that, or they're just going to play the normal, man to man. But that's what they've been doing for a while now, is bringing a sweeper back. And in fact, Ciara there that worked in with the crutches, Ciara Nolan, she was also a sweeper. So
we're underway, and that's a brilliant catch right from the start. And talked about switches, that's Michelle Guckian, number 14, but went in for the high ball there, and she won it. And there's a free right away for Leitrim, and Michelle Guckian will be a key player. She is the captain, and she is coming up indeed to take this, and she is a great finisher. Colin, I don't know if you've seen her down the years, but she knows where the net is. You
took the words out of me, because she was even in Cooley and in Leitrim, she was the main player. Unbelievable skill she has, and she's getting her first touch now.
Well, her first touch was the catch, actually, which was really impressive, and she got up above your girl there, Aoife Halligan, in the middle of the field, and Anya Breen as well, and she is a mighty player, and that's a mighty kick, and that's a good start from Michelle Guckian. 1-0 for Leitrim right away, and that is maybe a signal of their intent today, and they're playing into a little bit of a breeze coming off the sea at that side, but no problem at all to Michelle, and there's the ball bouncing all the way back to the goalkeeper, Rebecca Lamb-Fagan. One of quite a few from the St Patrick's Club. This is Shannon McLaughlin. And Louth just pinned in a little bit at the moment, but the out ball is played up the line here, and it's gone a little bit too far because the number 5, Sarah Reynolds from Leitrim, was able to nip in there and get it and give it to Megan McGovern. They're just playing right up the middle, and this is the 21 we told you about who came in. That's Vivian Egan. She was only changed from the starting lineup, but Louth managed to get that back through Holly Lamb-Sally from the Geraldines Club, and now it's Anya Breen, the captain, into Halligan. And she slips the ball inside, but I thought she went to ground there. I thought she was going to get a decision there, but she didn't.
Obviously, he
and
thought
now there's a decision. A couple of clashes. There's certainly a bite to this game, but it's championship. It's do or die for at least one of the teams. What were we going to say, Colin?
No, there's 2 players. Well, Aoife's up again, but there's a player down injured, as you say. They're going hell for leather here, but they need to be careful too with the challenges, because I'm sure the pencil's sharpened there for the ticks and the.
Exactly. Tell me this: we've got you on because it's Father's Day. What's it like watching your daughter in games like this? Is it, for example, in an incident like that, she plays the ball away and goes to ground? Does your heart sink, or how do you get on with that?
Well, you won't hear it now, but you might get a wee roar from the sideline there. But look at, he's closer than us there, so obviously he didn't see anything wrong with it. So
no, I'm not questioning the decision. I'm saying, like, as a father, what's it like to watch?
It's just tense, It's just you're on your edge the whole time. Myself and the wife try to go somewhere where we're on our own. Not talking. We're just there. Obviously, it is, but it is. It's hard work, and you were watching them all over the years with the club as well. So
you've been to a lot of games down the years watching your daughters play ladies football, and overall though you must have seen an awful lot of games, and you must have got really into ladies football now.
Oh sure, look, that's well, I referee myself in the ladies football, but I also referee in the soccer. But no, sure, this is our life. There's 4 girls in the house, and they're all
4 girls.
Yeah, four daughters, and they're all involved with the local club Louth there, and it's just there's football jerseys everywhere, and there's training a couple of nights a week. It's all football, and it always will be,
That's a lot of cards for you on Father's Day, I hope, today.
Oh yeah, we got the 4.
Excellent. And are you getting treated later on?
We'll see. We'll see.
There's the sun
Well,
out now.
a treat later on would be a result here.
Well, exactly. I hear you. I hear you. Any boys?
No.
4 girls.
Yeah,
Fair
4
play to
girls,
you.
yeah.
And what are their names? Give them a shout out now.
Well, they're all healthy. Well, I suppose Orla was the first, then Katie, Aoife, and Shona. Shona's the youngest. She's
She's a good player too.
Oh,
And
yeah,
do the older two play a bit?
yeah. Well, they're all involved with Roach. Yeah, the 4 of them, like at any one stage, could be on the team.
So do you find it more enjoyable watching county or watching club?
Look, I love watching the club. Don't get me wrong, but it's nice when they're playing with their county as well. They represent. And even when they were younger, like they started off in Carlow with the under-12 tournament. And Katie was there, and they all come up through. They're all playing with different teams.
And were you into ladies football before they came along? Were you aware of it much?
No, nothing. It's just then actually Aoife started playing in one of the school teams along with the boys, and then Roach, of course, was a local. But then they says, "Oh, we started a ladies football." That's where it started. Like they had, but I wouldn't have seen a game until they started playing. That's just the way it was,
Absolutely. Oh no, I completely understand. The sun has come out here, but unfortunately the players have had to go into huddles here because this injury is taking quite a bit of treatment. Although, is she on her feet now? I'm just looking over to see. Yeah, she's on her feet now. I'm not quite sure what sort of injury it was, but she's on her feet. Last week we had one where there was a dislocated finger and there was a bit of a hold up, but it looks like we might be able to get underway. It's really hot here now, and I'm looking at the Leitrim players over to our right, and they're in a huddle too. And I noticed actually Charlene Turtle has moved in on Kate Flood, so from number 2 over to the middle to do a marking job there. Now, unfortunately, the Louth player, can you see who it is, Colin? Who's that?
No, is it Holly Lamb? I'm not even sure. What
Yeah,
number?
she was involved, number 7, Holly Lamb Sally. It might have been her, so she's having to
straight
go
away.
off. So it looks like we're going to get a substitution. Indeed, number 19 has gone in for Louth, and that's Kiva Boyle. So she's had to go in. So that's an awful blow after all that preparation we were talking about, and then you have to go off, and it wasn't even a free. It was just one of those collisions. Actually, no, number 7 is still out there, Holly Lamb Sally. I see her still out there, so we'll work out who's gone off.
Is it Shannon?
Oh, number 6 is a Shannon McLaughlin. Oh, no, that's a real blow for Louth. She's a terrific player in there for them. She was the captain last year when they won Division 4 of the league, so that's a huge blow, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a brilliant player coming forward.
So they have to rearrange in there, so you keep an eye on that. I'll follow the play, but if you can keep an eye on what way they're setting up or who they're putting in there instead, as McGuckian now goes to get that ball. Or actually, that's Egan, sorry. And Leitrim spreading the play out here to Sarah Reynolds, but she's got a lot of company. Goes for her own score, and that might reach. Oh, it just tips over the bar. And you don't always expect teams or players coming from a different county to get their range as well as that, but she did that perfectly, and that's 2 points to Louth. They've conceded 2 points and they've lost a player, so they're having a very difficult start to this game, Louth, but the keeper, Rebecca Lamb-Fagan, gives it to Emer Murray, and she gives it to Rachel Berth. And they are going to try and get going and just even get up the pitch. I don't think they've been over halfway hardly at all, but they're going to get a free here. The referee gave advantage and now is bringing it back for them. So they have a chance at least to relieve the pressure a bit and recover from that. And they do have to recover. And off camera, I'm looking at that number 19 who came in, Kiva Boyle, and she's gone in as a sort of, well, she's gone straight over actually to Michelle Gucky, and I know the play's going on, but I'm watching off camera to see what's going on. So there's a marking job going on there. She's gone into Michelle Gucky, who is now in full forward. This is Niamh Rice putting it into Kate Flood, and Kate just swings that over her shoulder. Ah, well, that is classic Kate Flood. She didn't even have a look there, Colin. She just knows where those posts are.
She knows where the posts are. She knows where the posts are. I've seen them points over the years.
Brilliant score. And that's exactly what Louth needed, and that's what Kate Flood can provide. And it's lifted things around here, and it's lifted the subs. You can probably hear them around us. We're very close to the Louth substitutes, but it's lifted the whole county, if you like, here. That's a nice ball in as well, but that's a poor effort. Keeper has to deal with it, and just about does. Michelle McNulty there. Thought she was going to spill that. Ball in was from Niamh Rice, but it's a chance now for Leitrim, but that's, well, it's nearly overturned there. She put the boot in.
That's it.
It's going to be Megan McGovern from Leitrim, and she pops that one over to Shiva Quinn, I think that is, over on that far side from us, and that's a nice ball back into Megan McGovern. to Aoife Gilmartin, the number 9. So the midfield working well, but they always try to get it to Michelle, who is definitely their main shooter. And she's just drifted out around the 45 area. She can put it over from just about anywhere, but this time it's Gilmartin going for her own shot and drops it in to the goalkeeper's arms. It's got really warm here. We were told it was going to be rain. No sign of that. It's got really hot. And the temperature rising on the pitch as well. And a big collision going in there. And the referee says play on. Actually, he's going to stop it now because there is a concern. And it was your girl, Aoife, involved there. And the Leitrim girl has just gone down in front of us here. But there was nothing in that.
No.
Just a coming together. And they are just, as I said earlier, just giving absolutely everything here. It's a big game. But it's
could be a head injury here, you see. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's Sarah Reynolds who's been playing well the first 5 or 6 minutes of the game. But have you noticed any rearranging there for Louth, what they've done since they've lost the number 6, Shannon McLaughlin?
No, who did you say it was? Kira Boyle, was it?
It was Kiva Boyle who
Kiva,
went in there, and she seems to have got in. But does she stay in there, or do you follow Michelle Guckian? Because Michelle Guckian does her own thing.
Yeah, well, I think it'd be a good idea to follow her, but we're only standing here.
But all your good plans,
yeah,
have to be rearranged. It's a tough one for them, and Louth have had a few injuries this year. Rebecca Carr, for example, at aim just one. Now they have the ball, and this is Niamh Rice, and they always have a chance when she's on the ball, and that's an effort from Anya Breen, the captain, and she puts it over expertly. And that's a super point, and that levels it. There's been a good response from Louth, hasn't it? But let's look at this press. See if they get out easily. They do get out easily. Leitrim, they certainly get possession easily, and that is Cara Le Guin. Number 7 gives it in to Casey Bruin. Leitrim just remaining composed. They had a good start, but it's 2 points each. They've dropped a couple, I think, into the goalkeeper's arms, though, and they need to sort that out. This is Elise Bruin. Her sister is Casey at number 6. She just slips the ball there into the number 13, Leah Fox. And now Michelle Guckian, as I say, the shooter, left and right. Obviously the left isn't quite as good as the right because that has skied a little bit, and they need to defend that, and they have. It spills nicely for the goalkeeper and then for Eilish Hand. And Louth will break, and this is Maya Duffy from the St. Kevin's Club, number 12. This is Halligan. Slips that ball quite nicely into Emer Murray. Into Rice. She is the playmaker. She dictates where this goes, and she'll just pass this over to the substitute Boyle, to Breen, the captain. They're always going to look for that ball into Kate Flood, but Charlene Tyrrell was with her all the way there and broke it, which means that Leitrim had a chance to get possession back, but they haven't. Instead, it's Lucy White from Cooley Kickham's, the home club, and now Flood, and that's deflected. Thought that might deflect into the net. It didn't, but they are going to get a free out of it because advantage was given, and every time they're going to look for Kate Flood, and she obviously causes havoc in there, Colin.
She does, but it was on her left foot there, which isn't the strongest one. Not that she hasn't scored goals there, but she preferred on the right there, so but the hand was up in the air, so they're always going to get the free there,
This is Laura Collins from Newtown Blues, team of the league this year. Goal getter as well, but now she's just looking to try and put this free over and edge Louth into the lead. Has she managed that? I think she has. That's perfect, yeah. Ooh. Actually, she is pointing and saying surely that was over, and all of the Louth players, and I thought it was over too. And I don't think that's going to be given, Colin.
No, he has it wide.
Wow, I'm reluctant as well to criticise, but that looked over to me. But again, I'm at a different angle. But you could see Laura Collins actually pointed to the referee and also to the linesperson to say, well, did you not see that? But they all agreed with the initial decision, so not given, remains 2 each. I wonder if that will be important later on. But it's Leitrim now trying to get into the lead. That's a brilliant run, actually, and it's their number 10. And that is Laura O'Dowd. Brilliant run from her. She got a goal against Kildare, and she's just got a point to put them in the lead. And that's like a double blow there, isn't it? Because you didn't get your point at one end and you concede at the other. Yeah. Did you think that was over?
Well, it looked like it from here, Joan. But again, like he's standing underneath it there. He had the hands out straight away. There was no looking at the other man or.
Well, you've refereed, as you say. So as I say, I don't want to criticise him because everyone has their own angle on it or whatever. So if he's the man there. he sees it that way, then fair enough.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do about it. So
Aoife Gilmartin, number 9 for Leitrim, takes a tumble. It's got so warm here, I'm going to have to take a layer off. It's that warm. Get some sun cream on. It's got really, really warm. But if it's like that for me, what's it like for the players out there? Now, this is Gucky and the captain again for Leitrim. A give and go from her, and she's bustling her way through. Leaves it off to Leah Fox. She's trying to engineer a little bit of room here. Casey Bruin in an advanced position. And they go for Gucky in again. But she's been well followed, to be fair, by Abby Keenan. But too well followed. Oh, actually, it's a turnover. Aoife Halligan gets a good turnover and wants to take it quickly and delivers it quickly. They want a transition, but that just unluckily for Louth bounced off Laura Collins' boot just at the wrong moment. But the break was on there. So you can see what Louth's game is, Colin.
yeah, they're trying to. I heard them even shouting there. They're trying to play the long ball out of the defence there. Laura had a good chance there. I don't know how it bounced off her knee there.
A little bit unlucky, yeah.
She probably could have caught it there, but it was coming to the.
But from a Leitrim point of view, that's about 3 or 4 balls that they've wasted. They've just kicked very high in there, and they've given possession straight back. So although they're a point up, they could be a bit further up. But this is a good run by Lucy White. Fabulous young player, number 13. Leitrim call the decision, and Leitrim get the decision though. And we're right amongst the subs here on both sides, and the 2 sets of managers, and let's just say they're in the middle of the championship, the heat of battle, and every decision counts. Number 3 is Jasmine May from the St Mary's Club in Leitrim. So they have defenders committed to attack the number 3 up there, the number 6 up there, and that's where Louth are trying to maybe suck them in there and just try and hit them on the break, because they've got good forwards up there, and Leitrim have to be wary of that. Although I'm looking over to my right now and I see 4 and 5 for Leitrim, not marking anybody, but they're just defending. Now there's that ball again from Rice. They just want to give it the flood and say, Kate, do what you can do. She's got a bit of room there, and has she got that one right? No, that one's gone left as well. And again, that just shows you from different angles, you just can't tell. So that's what the umpires are there for, and that's a couple of chances. So missed chances on both sides, Colin.
Yeah, and you know, as you said a while ago, it could cost them in the end, you know.
Halligan gives it to her midfield partner, Anya Breen. It's a close battle, it's a tense battle.
It was a bad giveaway there.
Yeah, a little bit cheap, wasn't it? Now there's an interesting crossfield ball. That's a super pass actually to Elise Bruin. Gives her a chance, so they're really stretching Louth all over the field, and Elise is still going. That's a good ball as well. This is good play, and they get it to Leah Fox. But good close marking by Ailish Hand, and they force another turnover. It's kind of stalemate at the minute, isn't it? The 2 defences are on top. They give it to Niamh Rice. And she just looks up immediately. She's on her home pitch here of Cooley Kickham's.
He wants to impress.
And Charlene Tyrrell, I'm watching, is very close to Kate Flood, but Kate has got away. Oh, and she just nearly got a touch on that. She might have been better trying to catch that. I think she was trying to...
Fist it in.
Didn't work. You get the feeling that there could be a goal at either end here. Yeah. It's all out attack. I loved watching these games, whereas yesterday, for example, we watched a game where both teams were ultra defensive. It was really hard to get any scores, but you get the feeling here that anything could happen. This is Leah Fox. Gets inside, and the Louth manager below us is calling for some sort of decision. No decision comes. The referee says that's fine, play on. This is Vivian Egan. Trying to get a little bit of room, and she does get a bit of room and slips it in. You see the tackles coming in after the ball is gone. Now it's a little bit of skill there from Guckian, but good tackling as well. And it was the number 8, Anya Breen, who did well. And there's another one dropping into the keeper, but where's it going? She does well there, does well in the end. You know, we've had no goals yet, but there's been 3 or 4
there, wasn't it?
No. It's helter-skelter, but it's one of those games you can't take your eyes off. Now there's a ball from Rice. She did not kick that exactly the way she meant, but it still got there, and it's got to Abby Keenan. She's got Laura Collins inside. There's no real structure to it. It's just there's players popping up all over the field, and now that one certainly is over the bar, and that's beautifully taken by Laura Collins on her left foot. Well, she had the free with her right foot. That was not given, but she's put it over from play from her left. Good, talented player, and I make that 3 points each. 14 minutes gone. This is a good kick out actually to Tyrrell, who's got away from Kate Flood for once. She's doing a marking job there, but I guess when there's a kick out, she makes herself very useful, and that's got Leitrim on the attack again, and it's Shiva Quinn. This is Egan, faced up by Emer Murray. There's a ball into Gucky, and as I say, they keep looking for her. And can she win that? She's been closely followed by Boyle and by Breen, who dispossesses her, but illegally so.
As you said, Jerome, was hell for leather, and you'd wonder how long that's going to last in this heat. You know, it's where they're getting the energy from. Or
I know. Maybe it's partly because of the heat that the game is so open. They're just sort of losing their structures and whatever, you know, but it's entertaining, you've got to say that. And Gucky, and that's a poor enough effort that drops into the goalkeeper's arms. Leitrim would be very disappointed, I think, with some of their shooting. And Louth looking to hit them quickly on the break. There's an energy to it when they get on the break, and they're always looking for Rice. It's kind of easy to see what they're trying to do. They always give it to Rice, and she always looks for Flood. Oh, brilliantly caught by Charlene Turrell. What a catch in there by the 37-year-old who got a Legal Team of the League award this year at the first time of asking, Colin. I mean, you've got to credit her for that. She's played all these years and finally got an award, and she appreciated it more than anyone. But when I spoke to her in Croke Park, she was full of praise for Antrim, even though Antrim had beaten Leitrim a couple of times this year. Great attitude as well.
going by that catch, you know, she deserves everything. That's 2 or 3 catches in there now.
Yeah, that's why she's been put over on Kate Flood. That's a really intriguing battle between those two. Megan McGovern now for Leitrim as they try to get back into the lead, and it's Guckian on the left foot again.
Looks as if it's going wide.
And it is going wide, and she's been a bit quick to go on that left foot, and it's a bit like you were saying at the other end. I mean, it's not her favoured one, but she still keeps persistent on it, but there's been no profit off her left foot, to be fair.
Abby, pull up.
Louth work it back to their goalkeeper. This is Rachel Berth, gives it out to Shota Matthews. 12 is Maya Duffy, does well to nip inside. And she's not just kicking the ball away, that's great play by her, but she nearly was dispossessed, but the referee said that was a foul. And Laura Collins nips in to take it immediately. Telling Abby Keenan, number 10, to get into the right corner to stretch it. Collins, little give and go with Duffy. She's certainly on form today, and that's a good effort, but it's not going to reach. Instead, Flood is going to get in there. Goes to ground, but Leitrim managed to repel that. There's an interesting crossfield ball. You don't see too many of them, but it works nicely.
Yeah.
Leitrim on the counter. It really is. It's a cliche, Colin, but it's end to end. And as I say, this is what you get more at intermediate than, say, at senior.
Yeah, they're more cautious in the senior, aren't they?
So Leitrim 3 points each, but at both ends, I mean, they're dropping a lot of effort short, and they're spending a lot of energy in the heat, and they're not getting reward at the end of it. That's a free out. And Leitrim again take it very quick, or Louth take it very quickly and give it to Niamh Rice again. And she delivers quickly, looking for Lucy White. But that's asking a lot of Lucy, but she did get there, but she put the foot in first, and the referee has given that as a free out. You can't call this one, Colin, can you?
No, it's actually great stuff. I think they're the player was crafty there. She knew Lucy was going to go for that, so you put your hand down, and it's a
yeah, they always are going to give those ones.
without a doubt, yeah.
This is Megan McGovern for Leitrim.
Lucy, get there. Good girl. Well done, Lucy.
Forced to go back. Number 4 is Molly Murphy from Ballinamore. This is good from Leitrim, and this girl is fast. We've seen her before. It's Laura O'Dowd going through to get a point, and she might want to get a little bit more. No, she fists it across to Michelle Guckian, and they might get a goal out of it in the end, and they do, and it's really well finished. First goal of the game for the visitors, Leitrim. In the sunshine here at Cooley Kickham's, we knew there was a goal coming, and finally it does after 23 minutes. Really well worked and nicely finished as well, and that could be a very, very important score in this game. 1-3 to 3. It was coming, Colin, wasn't it?
It was coming, and even here's the same player.
Oh, hold on, it's O'Dowd again. She is so pacey. Gives it into Gucky in the same combination. Are they going to work another one? And they have 2 goals in a minute. And it's Vivian Egan. She scored a goal against Kildare last week. She's got another one today. And that's 2 in a couple of minutes for Leitrim. And they have really rocked Louth here in Cooley after 24 minutes.
That came from the short kick out there straight to the player, and that's the one player now that they cannot afford to give the ball to. Who was that winger again, did you say?
It was Vivian Egan, the number 21, who got that one. But it was the same 2 players who created it. It was Laura O'Dowd and Michelle Gucky. And as I said, the threat was there. And it finally came there with a bang with 2 in a minute.
2 in the same minute. Straight off from the first goal, they got the second one.
Yeah, so that was always likely to happen. And now we're coming up to half time, and all of a sudden Louth find themselves 6 points down, and that's a big ask now. They need to try and recover from that. Now, Kate Flood, she's popped up in her own defence now. She's come out the field a bit. This is Lucy White. This is good carrying of the ball by her, but where is the support? Collins is there. She goes back to Collins. Flood is across in the middle now, looking for a back again. She might fancy her own score, but there's a lot of pressure on Louth now after conceding those 2 goals. This is Aoife Halligan, and she pops it in, and again she's been the victim of a third woman tackle there a few times, hasn't she, when she's released the ball. This is Laura Collins again, gives it inside. They need a score out of this, they really do, but I think that's gone to the right, and it's gone wide and not going well at all for Louth, Colin.
No, that's just that's the way it's going from there. That's another wide, and that was a scoreable. She was in a scoreable position there. So.
Yeah, and they put in a lot of effort. This is Tyrrell again doing really well. That's the second time she's made herself available from the kickouts, but she's actually being penalised there. It's going to be a free to Louth. She goes down, but I'm not sure the referee is going to hold the play up. He is going to hold it up.
Yeah, he's not taking any mess when it comes to charging there, and
yeah, the referee Anthony Marin, and I always have sympathy for referees. You said you do a bit of reffing yourself. I don't know how to call those sometimes. It's very, very difficult. But you have to make the decision. Somebody said to me, a referee years ago, I said, well, what happens when you make a mistake? And they said, well, we don't make mistakes, we make decisions. Sometimes you mightn't like them, but it's still a decision. You've got to make the decision. Does that ring true with you, Colin?
Without a doubt, yeah.
You're there.
You do get them wrong, there's no doubt about it. I don't think you got that one wrong one bit, because if the player's in front of you and you can't get, you either go back or you try and go around, but you definitely don't. There's another wide.
Leave, right? It's gone right again. Yeah, there's a couple of efforts there. A couple of points would have brought them back into it, or just lifted them before half time. But I mean, they've only scored 3 points in this half, Colin, and it's now 27 minutes gone. And they've missed quite a few there. And I'm trying to remember of course, it was the one that we thought was over the bar that wasn't given, but it's been a poor return by the home team.
Yeah.
Holly Lamb-Sally, number 7, involved. This is Emer Murray now to Niamh Rice. So it's this sort of distance where they've had a few efforts from, but they've missed the target.
I don't think Niamh's going to...
No, she doesn't want to do a third one. This is Anya Breen, the captain. She's put one over, though. That's unlucky. She put one over from that sort of angle, but she just misjudged that one slightly, and that's frustrating for her. That's 3 in a row, really, that were pretty shooting kickable, weren't they?
Yeah. And when things aren't going well, it just continues that way.
I know what you mean, yeah.
People start to get nervous and.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's the 2 goals has obviously rocked them a little bit, and that's puts the pressure on. There's a foul. It's going to be a free for Leitrim. So coming up to half time, 2 minutes to half time, and Louth find themselves in a difficult position. And of course, there's one more game in this group, Colin, and that's Kildare against Louth next week. I mean, Louth don't want to be trying to rely on winning that game or even getting a draw there, because Kildare are very strong. So really, it's all about today. And from a Leitrim point of view, they've been beaten by Kildare, but if they get a win today, they'll be in a great position.
Yellow card for Aoife.
Oh, did she get a card?
Yeah.
Oh, blimey. I was looking down at my notes there, yeah, so it must have been an accumulation there, although she seemed to go down to the ground a few times herself, to be fair, in a few collisions, but yeah, so...
I didn't see him. I was actually watching from there with ticks and all that. So I mean, you don't need 3 ticks to get it. You can get a yellow card straight away if it's bad enough, but that didn't look too bad.
No, I don't think it was a straight yellow as such. It must have been an accumulation. It was just an innocuous sort of challenge, and it was just one of those coming togethers over there, I think. But must have been a couple of other ticks. So Aoife Halligan, daughter of Colin, who's with us for Father's Day, and it's not turning out too well. And dare I say, Colin, that you were expecting cards this morning from your 4 daughters, and there's a yellow card from one of your daughters.
It's the second one from Aoife.
Sorry, she'll not appreciate that at the minute, but
especially the way the game's going, you know.
And it means, more importantly, that Louth are down to 14 players, so Leitrim really have the advantage, but it's been a difficult half for Louth. I mean, they lost Shannon McLaughlin, who's just down to the left here, and she's got an ice pack on her shoulder, so she went off after a couple of minutes with injury, and now they've lost Aoife Halligan through a yellow card as well, and Leitrim hit them for 2 goals, so it's a difficult day so far, but it's not over yet. This is Boyle, who's the substitute who came on. Does well to work it to Kate Flood. Now Kate Flood is now becoming the provider. She's usually been the player inside, but now she's getting it to Maya Duffy. Rice, nice spin and turn, and gives it to Flood, and the kick is not clean and well watched by the goalkeeper Michelle McNulty. And that again, Colin, has to go down as a wasted opportunity though.
Very, that's, I don't know if she went for that goal, but it should have been over the bar, and like these.
Well, the Leitrim player defender got a hand on it, but I know what you're saying.
It's going to cost at the end.
This is Egan, who got one of the goals, looking to try and get another score for Leitrim right at the end of this half, and instead it's Leah Fox who gets a good kick in, but it's just gone to the right, and now they've had a wide.
No.
We're in added time at the end of the first half. It's 2-3, so it's really been a difficult half, but it's been all about the 2 goals for Leitrim.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to get about 3 or 4 minutes here with the injury at the start there.
I'm seeing the referee ticking for that as well now, so he is ticking as it goes on, so I'd say that's why how your girl got an accumulation. He is ticking for any sort of fouls, and she was involved in a few ones where I thought actually she was maybe fouled, but I suppose when you're in the middle of the field, those sort of collisions will happen all the time, and you can just accumulate a few ticks quite easily.
Yeah.
This is number 5, Shoda Matthews from Oliver Plunkett's. She's a student in Maynooth in Kildare. She grimaces as she is faced up by 2 Leitrim players, and Leitrim, to be fair, Colin, are working extremely hard in this heat. They've worked really hard in this half to get across the field and get back. I can see them now grimacing themselves a little bit trying to get back there. It's been a tough half, and that might be a factor in the second half, you know.
Yeah.
Fitness.
When you look at that now, they're just going to cross him back, like there's nowhere.
This is Kate Flood now. Boy, do they need a score. They've missed 3 or 4. Has she finally got one? Oh, it's gone to the left again. Oh, and I'm just looking at the manager in front of us, just a few paces in front of us, Colin, and he's gone, what do we do here? How do we can't buy a score at the minute. That's going to be a Louth ball for Kate Flood, followed of course by Charlene Tyrrell all the way over there, but Leitrim have an extra player at the minute. And they have a big lead, and that's Flood trying to get past Tyrrell, who does well again. And Louth have been allowed to have the ball around this area. And they've been allowed to creep into the shooting area, but they haven't got their scores, and that's Breen popping it in there. And again, it just doesn't work, but the referee sees an illegal challenge there, and surely this will be a score for Leitrim finally.
Or for Louth. You might get one.
Or for Louth, sorry.
You might get one before half time, but I don't know why you don't count, but I mean, you could have been looking at a drawn game here if the accuracy had been a bit better, didn't you?
Yeah, and now Laura is facing this one up. It's pretty much the same angle where she got the one that we thought was over that wasn't given. I wonder will she compensate by going more left this time? With her routine, it looks almost like a rugby routine. And makes no mistake, there's no debate about that one at all. That gets it back to a 5-point game in the 34th minute, and I imagine that's pretty much half time.
The whistle's in the mouth.
No, he lets us go. He lets us go, and Tyrrell gets it again for Leitrim. There's one more attack in it, maybe. Tyrrell available once again. She's probably been my player of the first half. This girl has been terrific as well. Whenever she gets the ball, there's an injection of pace and there's panic as well. And somehow she actually got a boot to that and she got a point as well. That's a terrific score, you have to say. When she was kind of unbalanced there and it looked like she was going nowhere and still managed to swing a boot at it, and that restores her 6-point lead.
But even at that, the ref had the hand up. She was probably going to get it anyway. There's another great catch.
And Leitrim trying to extend that lead to 7 now for the first time, and it is O'Dowd again. She got a goal against Kildare. Well, they got 4, and so did this girl, and nearly got a second one today, Vivian Egan. Well done, the goalkeeper though, Rebecca Lamb-Fagan. She's a good shot stopper, and she was brave there, and boy, she needed to be, Colin.
Oh, she had to.
Another goal there would have been catastrophic for the whole team.
I was looking at the referee. I thought maybe he was giving something else. Oh no, there was it went out.
It's 45. But they're ripping through there sometimes, Leitrim, and they had that threat. They had it all the way in the first 23 minutes until they actually got a goal.
Now they're getting opened up on that right-hand side there.
But I mean, to be fair, Louth lost Shannon McLaughlin. You know, their centre half back, they're rocking there. They lost her in the first couple of minutes. And although you can put somebody in, you know, you've someone who's been used to playing in there, they know how to play the game. There's Kate Flood back intercepting soccer style.
With her foot, yeah.
Yeah, it's good work by her to get back there, and she's realised after the 2 goals that she needs to get back out the field and help. Now, this is where Flood would usually be, but instead Keenan is there, and so is Niamh Rice. So Niamh Rice has gone in a little bit closer to goal. Now, can she put it over from a tricky angle? There was a few in the middle that she didn't get, and that looked harder, but she put it over expertly, and that's exactly what Louth needed.
That was twice as hard as any point she missed, wasn't it? Yeah.
Great score. Well, it's her home pitch too, and there is a half-time whistle. An intriguing first half, and it's been all about the 2 goals, and it's Leitrim who lead by 5 points at half-time. And Colin Halligan is with me because it's Father's Day, and his daughter, well, she was playing until she got a yellow card a couple of minutes ago, but she'll miss the start of the second half as well. But Colin, how would you sum up that first half?
It's going to be very difficult to come back. The Leitrim team everything's going towards that girl on the right wing there, or what do you call
O'Dowd.
What do you call the other girl? Guckin, yeah. They're looking for them the whole time. O'Dowd is the pace is incredible. It was just a pity after the first goal, it was kicked straight into her hand and she squared it back. I think Guckin's got the second one, did she?
It was Egan got the second.
Oh, Egan, that was
goal, yeah, Vivian Egan, the number 21, yeah. But they could have had a third as well. But a lot of missed chances on both sides. But I don't mean to be too hard on Leitrim. I mean, they have their own injuries. You can see a girl there in crutches going across. But Shannon McLaughlin going off after 2 minutes was key. Yeah. And then they've lost your daughter as well in the last couple of minutes. So they're all at sea. But can they come back?
Well, we were looking at 7 points there a second ago, and then they come back. So you're down to 5 now. So look at, if we can get a break in front of the goals there. I know Leitrim had their wides as well, but it's just we had an awful lot of scores there. They should have went over the bar there. Look at, you're going to need a bit of luck here, I think. I think Leitrim. Well, we said at the start that it was going to be a hard game. They're a strong team, and if I was a neutral here, I'd be fancying them to win. But obviously I hope I'm wrong.
All right, well, we'll be back for the start of the second half, but we also have a couple of fathers coming over to join Colin as well, and they're going to be with us in just about a minute. So we're going to take a little advert here, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes for Father's Day with 3 dads from the Louth setup. So we'll be with you in 1 minute with that.
What can happen in just 1 second? Winning goal. Winning save. Perfect tackle. Clever flick. Good call from the ref. Great shout from the line. The county title. After 30 years. A long way over. In just 1 second. It's a game of seconds. Glorious seconds. Genius in split seconds. They're great players. Just 1 second. The difference between a good decision and a bad one. A lost temper, frustrated shout, that gut reaction. We've all done it, and we're never proud. But we can do better. We all can. Sideline, dressing room, meeting room, all places of passion where split-second decisions are made. Good ones, bad ones, some days not so calm ones. It's instinct, we know, because we love it. We just don't think. But we have to. Of others, of our players, of our game. Think before we act.
Take a second, catch your breath. Collect yourself, don't regret. Take a second to make the right call for ladies Gaelic football.
Well, it's Father's Day, so I've got three fathers with me here at half-time to have a little bit of a chat. Colin Halligan in the middle has been with us at half-time, and can you both introduce yourselves for the rest of the viewers?
Jimmy Murray, Emma Murray's dad.
Mick Flood, Kate Flood's dad.
But the important question is, I got a Father's Day card today. At least one. How many did you scan?
I actually wasn't here till about 5 minutes before the match, and they didn't get a chance, but I'm sure there's a lovely big Father's Day car waiting for me.
I'm feeling the hurt. And 4 daughters now, Colin. And so did you get 4?
Oh, I did, yeah, 4 cards.
Yeah, but you know, you also got a yellow one there towards the end of the first half, so you got 5.
One yellow one. I didn't want the yellow one, but sometimes you can do nothing about that, so...
What about you, mate?
I got me quote. Even the dog got me a card this morning, so that says it all.
Sorry, give me that again. The dog?
The dog, yeah, the little dog, yeah.
Are you joking now, or did they really sign one from the dog?
Oh yeah, he put his paw print on it.
You better give the dog a mention, and the daughters. Give me their
We
names.
were Buster and Kate, yeah. So the only thing we need now is a bit of a lift in the second half in this game here, I think. Yeah.
What's it like watching your daughters play, especially when they're struggling there in the first half?
It's very difficult because you're probably always more critical of your own when you see them playing, you know. And whether they do good or bad, you're still egging on to do more. But in saying that, no one goes out on the field to do it with a bad performance. They all go out to try their absolute best, you know. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So you have to be proud of what they put into it initially. And anyone looking at any of these games want to bear that in mind, because it's brilliant for youth, girls, boys, doesn't matter, but keep at it, keep playing it, because it's absolutely fantastic what you get out of it.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, Colin was saying during the first half commentary there that, you know, he didn't watch ladies football until his daughters were playing, but you're talking about pride. I mean, is that the same for you?
Yes, yeah, it's always a pride to see anyone's child wearing a county jersey. And then when you get there, you are anxious for them to give their best on the day. That's all you want, and that they come home in reasonably good humour, depending on how the result goes. But you do be anxious for them and watching them. You like them, you don't want to see them getting hurt, but poor Shannon, but you want to get them, you see them doing their best and give them their best, and when everyone's here to watch them, that they can put on their best performance on the day, you know, and that's it. It's a bit selfish sometimes, because sometimes you concentrate on your own and not so much on the team, you know. You want to make sure your own's doing well first, and then hope that the team do well as well, you know. That's it.
I'm looking at 3 men of a certain generation. I'm looking at the grey hairs here, and don't worry, I've got some myself, so I can say this here. But I'm guessing that maybe when you guys were growing up, ladies football really wasn't part of it. Maybe you got the daughters in and you've sort of started following it a lot, and now, what do you think of ladies football now?
Well, I got involved in ladies football early enough, probably before my own daughter started, because a friend of ours was involved originally in ladies football starting in County Louth, and it's the professionalism, the standard, it has improved year on year, and it's still improving. The numbers have gone through the roof, and it's brilliant for girls, because everyone has their own local club in their parish. And like some clubs, there was only a couple of clubs in the county had camogie. So when football started, there was something for all the girls. They had nothing. Irish dancing during the winter, and that was about it. They had nothing during the summer, but now girls love the football, and it's great to keep them fit, and they love it. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, Colin, you've the 4 daughters there, so it must be a pleasure when you watch your club play.
It's unreal. Well, the 4 of them's always there, you know. And as the boys say there, like it's there is a bit of pride there, you know. But you know, and the work that they put in, then you know, like I'm not saying that even the clubs are brilliant, but only for the clubs. But like when you see what the girls have to do at county level, you know, the effort they put in there, you know, their whole diets are changed, you know, and the, you know, I've seen Aoife going away on holidays there in breaks and not having one ounce of alcohol just because it was championship coming up and going out running. I remember her sent me videos of her in a beach in Spain, and she 8:30 one morning, beach in Malaga there or whatever it was, and there she's just gone out for the run there and away doing the 5k, sent the results into the thing, and you know they're brilliant. You know, they're brilliant for what they do. You know, and there is a bit of pride there. There is always, you know, and you know, it's you know. You know, you see all the hype over the soccer and all this, and you know the Irish team and this
Hold
year,
on now,
this year-
Mick's nodding here, so I'm going to bring you in because your daughter went off and played in Australia, but this is where it is for her at Cooley Kickham's in Carlingford.
Yeah, well, she went to Australia and she enjoyed it immensely, and COVID unfortunately kind of put an end to that, and she came back and like she loves it, absolutely loves football. But not just from her point of view, from all the girls, there's 34 or 5 in the panel, and the effort they put in is very same as what men put in. You know, and there's no getting away from that. Maybe they don't get probably the rewards that men get at the highest level. But you look at any club in the county now, ladies' teams are a fabric of most clubs now. Like the numbers that girls that are playing, so it's so important. And I've been involved in it for, I can't remember how many years, since she was about 6 years of age. Like, and it has grown and grown and grown and improved and improved. So, like, it really is massive, and the numbers on a national scale are increasing all the time. So. There has to be more given into the ladies' game, I think. You know, there has to be more. Now, I know in fairness there's more games televised and everything now, but this have to promote it because it's so important, not just from the football end, but from the whole society end of it, like the whole fabric of thing. You know, we all know what goes on in the world now, fucking drugs and all this carry on, like, and we'd all be testament to it. Girls that are involved in football, to stay away from all that carry on, you know, which is, I think, is huge in a social aspect, never mind the football end of it, you know.
You've all been really, really complimentary about ladies football and about your daughters as well, so I can understand now why you get so many cards and why you get so many cards. But Jimmy, do you want my card here? Would that make you feel better? I'm sure it must be waiting for you when you get home.
Actually, I was in Fermanagh yesterday, her wedding, so I'm only back here just in time for the match. And Reamer,
go on, you're raging, you're hurt, I'm sure you are.
I am expecting great things when I go home.
We could all do the shade.
Well, I hope they're watching, because they'll be going out now to Tesco's or somewhere to get some food and to get some flowers for you.
No pressure, yeah.
And just very quickly now, second half here, can Louth come back?
Yes, they can. They're playing enough football. It's just need to kind of convert it into scores, calm down a wee bit, try and make the space and take their scores.
Is that the shooting end up here to the left, is it?
Seems to be. Yeah, like we missed 5 in a row down this end, like, and normally now we would score, well, I suppose an average of 3 out of those 5 anyway. So maybe a bit of luck this side now, we'll get back. Like, there's half an hour's football to play, and like, it's only a lot of points in the difference, so we can do it. Like.
All right, thanks for that, lads. We'll have Colin for the second half, but thanks very much for that, and we'll be back with the second half in a couple of minutes.
Right, thank you.
Welcome back to sunny Carlingford. Cooley Kickham's is the venue. Leitrim are winning this game at the minute, and it is boiling here. We were told it was going to rain. Not at all. It's boiling here. It's really, really warm. Difficult for the players, difficult for Louth, but they are going to have to come up with a big second half here. And they will be playing from right to left as you're watching it, and there might be a couple of changes. There's certainly been a few Louth players warming up in front of us. 17 and 18, Aoife Russell and Lauren Boyle. And at half time we were talking to the dads because it's Father's Day, and Colin Halligan has stayed with us. And Colin, sorry to repeat this, but I have to just say it for the viewers that your daughter got a sin bin towards the end of the first half, so she was just in the shot a second ago coming off. So the 14 players, and they are up against it here, but very positive from the dads at half time. You do feel that Louth can do it, Colin, yeah?
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
You're being optimistic.
Look, you have to be. I mean, you can't put your head down. Still a half an hour. As the boy said there, we kicked a lot of wides there, and there was a couple of chances there for goals. So like, our luck might change. You have to be optimistic. And they've done it before. So
really, they're good for comebacks.
Yeah.
And it's so important, just to put into context for everybody. This is TG4 All Ireland Intermediate Championship Group 1. 3 games in the group. Last week, Kildare beat Leitrim 5-10 to 4-8. And next week, it's Kildare against Louth. So Louth have another go, but it'll be a tough ask against Kildare, so they really need to get something out of this game. But the captain for Leitrim, Michelle Guckian, pulling the strings again and putting it in there to Egan. That's going to be a free out, actually. So the 14 players of Louth managed to repel that and get a free right at the start of the second half. And they need to get a bit of momentum going, don't they, Colin? They need to get the crowd behind them.
Yeah, and they need to get the ball moving there.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what they're doing there, and that's Emer Murray. Her dad was joining us at half time. She hasn't got her Father's Day card yet. You need to get that sorted. Maybe she's been too focused on the football. A chance for the number 18 who has come into the play. That's Lauren Boyle, and if she got that over, she has, and that's exactly what Louth needed, Colin, right at the start.
First touch, yeah, that's it.
She's a good finisher anyway, but that was in complete contrast to the first half, the way finishing was going, wasn't it? And that has got the subs behind them and the crowd over on the far side behind them as well. It's just lifted things here, and we've a long way to go yet, and now we're back to a 4-point game. And more importantly, their tails are up, and it's Boyle again, and she just wants to get on that left foot, but she's crowded out there, so it goes back to Laura Collins. And they certainly have girls here very capable of finishing, but Leitrim have sat really, really deep. They're just willing them to come on. So if Leitrim are going to sit in and Louth can just edge forward and take their points a little bit better, they could make this a very interesting game. That's great work there by another sub who's come in. That's Aoife Russell. And she's blown though for over carrying. I wonder, Colin, can you keep an eye? Who are the 2 girls who went off? Did you spot at all who went off?
I didn't. I just know.
Oh, we'll work it out as we go along. Don't worry. We'll work it out.
Well, there's one straight away. See, Abby Keenan's off.
Oh, Abby Keenan, yeah, number 10 has gone off from Roach Emmets, and she'd be your club.
Yeah.
Now Leitrim trying to spread the play a little bit and just kill the revival. They have the extra player, of course. This is Sarah Reynolds. Shows good pace and good invention as well to go forward, and just pops it back out to Alva Clancy, and actually she may have come on at half time as well. Numbers are a little bit tricky to see, but she definitely didn't start the game. But this is good play by Leitrim, and they might even get another score out of it. Thought she was going low there. It goes over the bar. She maybe aimed for the crossbar area, but got a score, and that was really well worked by Leitrim, to be fair, and that just puts Louth back a little bit. But good move, good football.
Yeah, and that's the danger when you're pushing and all of a sudden there's a counter-attack, and Leitrim are well fit for these counter-attacks.
Now it's Louth's turn to attack. And it's, Alva Clancy, number 11 from Glencar Manor Hamilton, was named at 11, didn't start, but I see her in there now. Now that ball just evades Kate Flood and goes to Charlene Tyrrell, who will gladly take the opportunity to put the pressure back at the other end. I used the cliche in the first half, end to end, and that's exactly what we have now at the second half. Now Clancy puts a dangerous ball in there, and the keeper watches it. Oh my goodness, that could have dropped into the net. The hearts were in the mouths there, Colin.
I think it was actually a think it was actually going to go wide, Jerome, anyway.
Yeah.
And
I know, but she could have almost touched it into the net.
Maybe she just wasn't aware of where she was in the goals or anything.
But the ground is so firm.
Yeah.
You know, it's taken a bit of rain, but obviously not much. It's only been the last day or two. And it's very firm. And
What's it, concrete?
yeah, that could have been a disaster. But Leitrim, very dangerous when they go forward, and they have that goal threat all the time. And it's Michelle Guckian, their captain, from Kiltubrid.
So the other play that went off there, Jerome, just when you were there, was Holly Lamb-Sally here. Yeah,
Oh, okay, thanks. Good spot. That one goes low. Oh, but spills, but they get away with it. Now there's your girl, Aoife Halligan, Colin, back on the field.
Back on the field, yeah.
So they're back up to 15.
I'm sure she's happy with this.
Aoife Russell involved again since she came in. So 2 changes at half time, and the Leitrim players have let that slip. They got in each other's way there, and there's a chance now for Niamh Rice. She wants to take advantage, but that's not going to work. But it might bounce dangerously, it might even enter, but it's in the net. It is a goal out of nothing, and that's a little bit of a gift. Now, I'm going to say that deserved it on the balance of play to get a little bit of a break, and they have got a goal, and that is exactly what they needed. And it's a Father's Day gift, Colin, isn't it?
Well, that's just what you want for Father's Day. I think the keeper didn't anticipate the bounce there. You were just talking to the hard ground a minute ago, and that has bounced right over her head. She couldn't claw it back.
It's just what happened at the other end, isn't
Yeah,
it? It was
exactly.
that bounce that caught out the other goalkeeper nearly,
right.
and we were saying it could have ended up in the net. Well, it has at this end, and it's got it back to 1-6 to 2-5. And there was me asking at half time if it was doable, and we're only a few minutes in, and it's a 2-point game. And ironically, it wasn't a great kick, was it? I mean, it was blocked down, you know, but they'll take it all day long. Now, what can Leitrim do in response? That's very strong play by Clancy to shrug off Rachel Birth. Really good play by her. Used her body really well and is still contributing. She's running into 2 or 3 players in red, though. Gets her free, but Leitrim needed a response there, and they got it from Alva Clancy. Single-handedly there, getting the ball up the field and getting a free as well.
Somebody's after been tipped as well. I just noticed the notebook out again, so it's a very kickable,
It is.
very scoreable position,
Yeah, and it's,
especially for this girl.
yeah. Michelle Guckian, the captain. So 2-5 plays 1-6, and we are just 6 minutes into the second half. A lot has happened in 6 minutes, so a lot can happen in the last 24. She got it. That looks good. Yep. Michelle Guckian puts it over, no problem at all to her. And the captain just pushes it out to 3. But, you know, it could have gone the other way, Colin. This could have been a pretty one-sided second half because it could have been a goal at the other end. But it's right up there in the melting pot.
Oh, yeah, 3 points. It's good. That's changed the whole game there.
And they're back up to 15 players because Halligan is involved, and there she is involved. This is Russell, who's been very busy as well. Now Flood a long way from goal, but immediately looks up to see where can it go, and she wants to give it to Rice, gets it to Rice. And Rice knows that Flood is there if needed, but she's still going herself and gives it back. Yes, she knew exactly where she was. She knew she was there, and that's a great effort from Flood if that can drift in.
Wide.
Oh, she's been so unlucky. There's been 3 or 4 big ones from distance and just haven't quite hit. You know, on another day, 3 of them would have just drifted in, wouldn't they?
Oh.
2-6 to 1-6, 3-point game. 7 minutes into the second half in this vital TG4 All-Ireland Intermediate Championship game. Now that kick out didn't go over the 21, the referee says.
That's it, it's a free in.
So it's a free in indeed. Yeah, it didn't go over the line. So mistake by Leitrim there. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Leitrim to hold out the rest of this game. It's not going to be easy, but it's turning into a really intriguing battle. And this is Laura Collins now. And dare I say that one in the first half that wasn't given could turn out to be very, very important, but she's just going to try and get this one over. Steals a yard or 2, as all good free takers do, and nails it.
Good kick.
Expertly done. Back to a 2-point game. This is really heating up more ways than one, Colin. And that kick out has gone straight to Mia Duffy. Now Rice has gone to ground under a challenge from Turrell off the ball, and it's a free in. It's all Louth at the minute. And that was a poor enough kick out there. It went straight to a Louth player, although let's give credit to the press.
You see the keeper's under pressure as well when they're pressing up, because if she doesn't hurry up, it's a yourself, it's a throw ball. I think it is if she doesn't
Exactly. Yeah. Well, no, actually that's in men's football. It's a free in ladies football.
Free in. You're right. The same as the ball.
Collins again, she's stolen a yard or two. It's that sort of walk that she does. It's an interesting routine, but I think that's gone to the right. I'm not sure if that's going. Actually, it's going to drop short. It could have ended up just about anywhere, but Leitrim have managed to defend it.
Kate tried to get the hands to it there again.
Yeah, all it takes is for one of those to drop in the net. Leitrim are under serious pressure now, and that's a poor ball. Oh, they got away with it. Got away with one there. I've been really impressed by Leitrim today, but there are times when they've been creaking a little bit as well, and they're going to have to dig this out, and the decisions are not going for them at the minute. You get that sometimes in games, Colin, don't you? That all of a sudden it just seems that it all goes one way.
Yeah, but I think he was 100%. The girl tried to back in, and then that's steps the whole time.
Yeah, it can just happen easily. But it's Louth who have their tails up. This is Emer Murray. She's got support from Halligan, and Halligan takes it and tries to burst through. The referee says play on. She made an attempt to avoid the player, but there's another collision, and the referee says play on there as well, and it was Clancy against Halligan. She's certainly been in a lot of the collisions today, Colin.
She needs to be careful now, because with the yellow card on her.
But yet you want to be absolutely fully committed.
Yeah.
And that's good defending back there actually by Elise Bruin, the number 15 there, doing a great job. She's named a corner forward, but got a really important tackle in there for Leitrim. They are under a lot of pressure at the minute. They need to relieve that pressure. And this is Clancy again, who's having a terrific second half for her team, and she is carrying the fight single-handedly almost, although I don't mean to disrespect the rest of the players, but you know what I mean. She's been directing a lot of stuff, and she gets it to Molly Murphy, and a chance here at the end of that, and it is Clancy. Well, that was all about Alva Clancy from the start to the finish, wasn't it?
Brilliant. And that's what I'm saying about the counter. Like they're we were all over them there, and all of a sudden, 4 or 5 passes, and it's over the bar.
Well, when you need a bit of inspiration, your big players to stand up.
Yeah. And they are.
That was really impressive, and it means that it's a 3-point game again. But Louth will come again. Kate Flood comes out and says, give me the ball, and always looks to put it in there and gives it into Boyle, the substitute, who has come on and has made a big impact.
This doesn't go for the free anyway. She got the score, but they were getting the free anyway, so.
Don't need the free.
Nope.
Back to a 2-point game, and she's really good off that left foot, isn't she? Now, where's this kick out gone? And she had to be brave. Showed Matthews, and she was. Now that ball is put in dangerously towards Rice, who might get there. The keeper's watching it again. She let one in earlier on from a ball like that when maybe the sun was in her eyes, but she did really well that time. Michelle McNulty. Turrell now tries to steady the ship for Leitrim. They've come a long way for this game today. Good work by Molly Murphy. This is Megan McGovern.
He's given the free, yeah. Hand was in the air.
You get down this close, you see just how tough this football is, and these girls are giving everything in really hot conditions. You can see them struggling. It's so warm. You could do with a water break today.
I'm surprised it wasn't requested.
Well, I'm looking over to my left here and I see a few water bottles going on anyway, but it is tough stuff. But this is what it's all about. Can you deliver in this heat? And on championship day, this is when it really matters. This is what the year is all about. If you want to be in Croke Park in a couple of months' time, you've got to perform today. The referee is going to blow for that one. 2 players go down and yet another collision. In fact, there's 3 players on the ground. And it remains to see what the decision is. Colin, I look at these ones and I never quite know.
I think that he didn't signal for a free.
Oh, maybe just because of the collision.
I think it's a possession one.
But Louth are in a good position, they'll say, but that's the rule. You have to be fair to the players and protect them. So we're now 43 minutes. It's only 13 minutes gone, but there's been a lot has happened in this second half, and you must be pleased, Colin, with the way Louth have played in this second half.
Oh yeah, well something was said at half time anyway. I think the 2 changes have worked as well, but I think Lauren scored 2 points here, and you know, everyone's looking for her now, you know, so.
It's your daughter's down again. She has been in the wars today. Wow. So she's gone off with a sin bin, and she's ended up in the ground 4 or 5 times as well. It's a tough game out there, but she's made of tough stuff, Colin.
Yeah.
You're not commenting on that?
I'm just looking at the...
Are you worried?
No, I'm just looking at the referee here now. What's he going to do?
Yeah, well, as you were saying, that maybe it wasn't a free. It's just players coming together a lot. So I don't think he maybe... Or is he going to hop this, or what's he going to give?
He could.
But more important, is Eva okay?
Oh, he's taking the ball. He's either going to hop or give the free.
Well, Louth had possession. She's holding her head now. She's having a conversation with Anthony Marin. Louth had possession indeed. I'm not sure it works that way. 44 minutes gone. 16 minutes plus. We're going to have 4 or 5 minutes at the end of this. He's going to hop it. Michelle Guckian goes for it. She's favoured to get it and does get it for Leitrim.
She went down on her ankle there.
Oh, did she go over on her ankle?
Did, yeah.
Oh, blimey. It's not what Leitrim need at this time of the game. She's trying to run it off. Leitrim on the attack. Aoife Gilmartin gives it to Clancy. This is Egan, back to Clancy. She fancies it, you know, but that's not going to reach. Keeper needs to watch it. She's got it, but she needs to clear it. Oh my goodness. Under pressure there, and she gets a free out. Rebecca Lamb-Fagan in there. Young goalkeeper. She did well.
Yeah, see, once there's no in the ladies, there's no challenge on the keeper, so you know.
Yeah, but the ball was there.
Oh yeah, but she hit the keeper.
Yeah.
So you can challenge for the ball, you know, you can try and block, but as soon as she touched the keeper there, that was it, you know.
So Louth survive anyway. That's the important thing for them. And Rachel Berth now, number 4, and they're trying to process the ball up the pitch, but the referee says a foul, so it slows it up a little bit. But there's a little pop ball to Anya Breen, the captain of Louth. She drives it long, looking for Rice or Flood or anybody in there. And now it is a chance for the number 15, Laura Collins. Tries to get on her right foot, and it's Russell. They're just trying to work it. Kate Flood is waiting over there on the other side, but Rice tries to go through the middle, runs into traffic, and it's Leitrim's chance now to counter. It's 2-7 to 1-8. It's too close to call. It's such a fascinating, interesting game. I really think fitness is going to come into it later on, because these girls are going 100% in serious heat. I can't relate to you just how warm it is here. And there's just mistakes being made all over the place, isn't there? And that's exactly what happened at the other end, Colin.
Yeah, lost the ball, turned over.
Come on! Don't be looking back!
I think the managers are disappointed Neve lost that one up there, because there was a few players who could have passed it to. So we were lucky to get away with it there.
This is good play though. And it's a chance for Aoife Russell. She's come in there in that middle area, and that's a nice little 1-2. She's just knitting things together really nicely, and there's Kate Flood waiting for it. She always fancies it. But can she get onto her favoured right foot? She's on the left side, but she is progressing, and she's laid it off beautifully. Oh, well intercepted though. They nearly sneaked through there, and it's going to be a free out. And it was good defending. You have to credit the Leitrim number 3 there, Jasmine May from St Mary's.
It was brilliant, because Lauren Boyle was straight in front of the keeper there.
A lot of good play up around both middle areas.
It's a free in.
It's going to be a free in indeed for the foul on Leah Fox. And, you know, both teams are going at it, but defences are holding up, and there's mistakes being made, and it really could just go either way.
I think that's, like, from looking at it at half time, you were thinking, oh, but it could go either way here, right, Jerome. There's no. I think now they're just looking for that lucky break with the goal, you know.
Yeah.
Because every time they get to within 2, these are coming up, and this will go for the bar here anyway. You can nearly be certain.
Yeah, Clancy's made a big difference in the second half, and Leitrim, to be fair, I mean, they're in the Lions' Den here, and they've come a long way today, but they've stood up to this, and they've come under a lot of pressure in the second half, but they've played really, really well. I've been impressed by them. This should be a 3-point game, but there's still a long way to go. 12 minutes and added time. 3-point game.
Head up and go again. Come on.
I don't see anybody warming up on either side, so they're not.
No, and we're right down beside it
Yeah.
here. I was looking myself there, and no changes just yet. I'm also just checking on Michelle Guckian to see how freely she is moving after that ankle twist or whatever it was that she got. And
I seen her getting a wee bandage there.
yeah, she seems to be okay, and she's working her way back to sort of a sweeper position. Meantime, Rachel Berth has it for Louth. 1 goal in it, and she charges in. Maybe that's the wrong word, into Clancy. And the referee let that go. He says,
you're
play on.
right, because they need to be careful.
This is Flood now. Now, what can Louth do? They get a free in. Collins will fancy this one to bring it back to 2. It's tense, and Louth keep bringing it back to 2 and just getting it close.
But they can't seem to. Although it had the best chance there now with that ball that they intercepted there from it was going through the Lauren Boyle.
This is Lauren Boyle with the ball, and you know, you've Kate Flood there, you have Laura Collins there, but she's taken responsibility here, and she's made a big impact in the second half. Fair distance out though. So Lauren Boyle to try and put 2 in it. Or you never know, it might drop in there, and Kate Flood might get a hand on it. She gets good height and good distance, but not accurate. I don't think it's just gone to the right. It's agonising, isn't it?
You know, when you change your kicker, you know there's always the danger there. You know, I would have went with the. Maybe they decide that themselves out there.
Well, she did fancy it. She took it on, but she got a few over the bar from play. But it's Leitrim now, agonising for Louth, but not for Leitrim. They are staying in front. But hold on, that has bounced nicely for Halligan in the right place at the right time, and just leaves it off, and then the ball goes the other direction. They switch the ball, switch sides. This is good play, and actually that look, I was going to say, is that a charge? I haven't seen that before.
Took it off her own player there.
Yeah, she crashed into her own player, but keeps going, Niamh Rice, and puts it very high, but again it's another wide for Louth, and I can see the management in front of me, and I'm sure you're feeling it as well. And I know I'm trying to be neutral here, but from a Louth point of view, it must be really frustrating because there's been so many chances.
But you know what, even that one there with Niamh, that's not a that's a tap over from where she is. You know, like that's just, I don't know why she took a swipe of that as if
she looked to me, she was kind of off balance a bit and going away from goal, but you've got to make sure, haven't you?
But she kicked it as if she was taking it from the 45 metre, and she had it like, you know, that's, and she's obviously injured herself as well here.
Now, Leitrim have made a substitution. Vivian Egan has gone off. We were saying that we didn't see anybody warming up, but they have taken Vivian Egan off. She got a goal in the first half. Not sure who came on for. I'll work that out in a second. Let's go back to the play because Leitrim are on the move. The 7 is Carla Le Guin, and it's Clancy again. Brilliant ball. That's drilled into the full forward area, and it's well taken as well by, I think that's O'Dowd.
Yeah.
It relieves the pressure. Clancy is there yet again. She's got a great left foot on her, and is she going to underline that? That's a good effort. I think that might be over. You know, no, it's wide.
There's the hands out, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to sort of revisit that one in the first half. It's very hard to tell from here, so we really can't call it. There was one in the first half from a free we thought was over, but you just can't tell. Goalkeeper Rebecca Lamb-Fagan for Louth. And they do get possession, and it's Halligan again. She's linking the play so much in an important way, and now they feed it to Russell, who's another of the link players. They're just trying to work up the field and get it to the shooters. This is one of the shooters, but she's well outside the 45. Composure is needed. 7-8 minutes to go plus added time. Halligan, and she slips the ball in there, but Tyrrell got a hand to it, but referee had already seen a foul.
I'm glad he did.
Yeah, from a Louth point of view, but Tyrrell there got a really good hand to it. She's been so good at anticipating the play. But you know what? She's had a tick or two as well, and she's going to the referee. I wonder what that's about. I wonder will these ticks add up in the last 7 or 8 minutes of this game? We might see 1 or 2 more sin bins.
She'd be a huge loss now.
Yeah, To be fair, I haven't really seen her do much wrong at all. She's been really, really good, and she's a very sporting person and player. But the ticks can add up. Maybe the referee spotted something closer to us. Maybe there was a jersey hole or something. Anyway, this is a chance, more importantly, and it's Boyle, and she's done it again. To the exact same column. So much frustration for Louth, and they could be easily winning this game by now, but there's still plenty of time. Or will Leitrim hold out? Their goalkeeper in no rush at all, Michelle McNulty. But where's she going with it? Oh, she goes to Molly Murphy from Ballinamore. And there was a press there from Louth, but it just wasn't tight enough. And it means that Molly Murphy can come away with the ball. Now she's fouled. Michelle Guckian, the captain, says, give it to me. Possession's all important. Let's keep possession. So she does that. Gives it to Elise Bruin. 15, but plays in a sort of a sweeper role. Now Clancy. What a playmaker she is, and what a finisher as well.
Yeah.
Can't get the ball off her. She goes back to Bruin. And Leitrim just trying to manage this game now, trying to kill off the revival.
That's it. Turn it over.
And Louth need to come out. They're just sitting a bit deep there. Now it's easier said than done, especially in this heat, but they're going to have to come out. They're warming up another substitute. Warming being the right word in this day. It's Roisin McGuire who has been lined up to come on. So they're going to throw another card in there to see if they can shake things up in the last 5 minutes or so. But it's all Leitrim and Louth not really putting enough pressure on. So Leitrim are just saying, well, we'll just keep playing here. And eventually the ball is played in and it breaks nicely for O'Dowd. She thinks twice about shooting and gives it back to Holly Lamb-Sally. And look, Leitrim are just going, okay, we'll just take our time. And Louth just sitting in. And the shout from the sideline is push
wide,
out.
I think.
That's wide, so they survive there, but they're playing a dangerous game there, Louth. Now 21 is going in, and it's Roisin McGuire going into the full forward area. So obviously they think that she's maybe good for a goal right at the end, and she might do something in there to turn this around.
Roisin would have a left or a right foot, Jerome. You know, she's Neve's off.
Neve Rice coming off, yeah.
Let's go!
Now 56 minutes nearly gone. The referee just making sure that Neve Rice goes off the field, and now we go again. So we're down to the last 5. Leitrim within touching distance of a vital win. But will Louth at home here in Cooley Kickham's come back? They've been 6 points down in this game. The referee thought about blowing there, but says no, play on. That's Anya Breen, the captain. Now, Lauren Boyle, number 18. She's been great from play, not from the frees, but they might get another free here. Another chance, she might try to get this when she comes inside, steps inside. There's a lot of traffic there. Doesn't get her free, so they get it to Kate Flood. Kate fancies it, she takes responsibility. And yet another wide for Louth, and Louth fans here just cannot believe it.
It's almost
3-point game, and Michelle McNulty taking every second she can. And again, much too easy for Leitrim to get possession there. Now, I don't mean to be harsh on them, Colin, because in that heat it's difficult, but the press needs to be tighter.
Well, when you look at the other end, like Rebecca's getting it hard to find anybody. You know, but yet that keeper could have kicked that to any one of 3 players there.
Tyrrell again standing firm for Leitrim and distributing the ball over to the far side. Lauren Boyle tries to win it back but fouls, and that is a free for Leitrim now in the 58th minute of the game. Who would be a manager? I'm looking at the faces down in front of me here. And you do feel though, Colin, do you, that there's still time here and there's still another score in this, but it could go either side, it could be at either end. Oh, she just couldn't grab that ball, but Aoife Russell is there to pick it up for Louth. They have possession, and there's the sub who came on, number 18 for Leitrim. That's Brona O'Rourke who came on. Michelle Guckie and the captain is trying to get back for Leitrim because it's going to come down to the wire. We're now in the 59th minute. It's a 3-point game. Can Louth get a score here? Well, they've got yet another free.
I think Michelle, she looks very tired there, but she's not the sort of player you'd want to bring off, but she has ran herself into the ground.
Who's going to take this one? Oh, it's back now to Laura Collins, who's resumed free-taking duties. Anya Tai is coming, or Niamh Tai, of course, is coming in now for Leitrim for the last couple of minutes of this game, the number 17. So she's come in from the Kiltrubrid club, same club as Michelle Guckin, and they have replaced Aoife Gilmartin. So she's gone in there, Tai, right at the end of this game, but it's a free for Laura Collins. 3-point game, 1 minute of added time left. This really needs to go over. They've had such trouble hitting the posts today, between the posts. Has that one gone over? Yep, the white flag goes up. 2-point game. Are you feeling this, Colin?
You don't have to ask. Yeah, I am, but
you've a daughter out there on Father's Day. Is it pushing it to say you're enjoying this? Tai. The goal, the sub has just come on, gets good possession, and yet again far too easy from a Louth point of view.
I was going to say to you, like, they're shouting, everyone's shouting how long, and they're still not pressing.
Yeah, there's a press and then there's a really tight press, but it means that Leitrim get up the field and they might even get a score here because Elise Bruin gets it through. O'Dowd gets a hand to it, it goes right through to the goalkeeper. Leitrim keeping Louth at arm's length, but will they hold out over the next few minutes? I make it 3 or 4 minutes of added time, might even be more. Mia Duffy. Now this is Anya Breen, the captain. Puts it into the danger area. Well fielded though.
Fantastic.
I was wondering if that might just drop over her head, but she watched it, and there's Anya Tai. Gets it to her club mate, Michelle Guckian, the captain. She does the rest. She has put in a real shift for her team today. Tyrrell now, another of the star performers for Leitrim. Look how far up the field that she is. Alva Clancy has been outstanding in the second half. And
look at her just holding the ball here. Look, no problem. Look.
And we're now on added time, Colin. 60 minutes and 35 seconds nearly gone, and it's a 2-point game. And it's getting to that stage then where Louth not only need to get the ball, they're going to need a goal. Tai, using all her experience. And as I say that,
how long is left?
It's turned over. 61 minutes gone. I reckon there's another 3 minutes or so. They go the direct ball to the sub who's just come in but unable to get it. And that's Roisin Maguire. 2 Leitrim players on her. And Tai again just ties it up and gives it to Tyrrell. Now the leaders are coming forward now for Leitrim and just killing this game at the right time for their team. And this is Bruin, who's been a really good link player for them. The call from the Louth sideline is turn it over, but it's easier said than done.
Is right, Jerome.
They're sitting very deep though. They're almost afraid to come out, but they're trying to get it across, and Leitrim are moving the ball brilliantly from side to side, to be fair. See the Leitrim number 6 on the sideline here. That's Casey Bruin. I'm wondering, was she sin-binned at some point? Did we miss that, or why is she off, or was she taken off? Maybe she was replaced, but she looks like she's wanting to come back on. Anyway, we go on with the play. We're in the 62nd minute, nearly the 63rd minute. Leitrim looking like they're doing enough to hold this game and hold this lead to the final whistle. Louth getting desperate to get possession, and Halligan might get that. No. Molly Murphy managed to keep possession and gives it to Tai and gives it to Leah Fox, and now Leitrim are just passing the parcel and making Louth come out, but they're not really coming out, Colin, are they? I know the danger is the ball could go over the top, but sure, what matters at this point?
I think that they were aggrieved there, because if you looked at that when the player was on the ground, she sort of played the ball, but I think he was standing right behind it also, because Aoife was trying to get it off, but
yeah, she was a bit unfortunate there, but
look at
Sarah Reynolds getting it into the corner, and Leitrim might even get another score here. They don't need another one, but hold on, Louth have it. Is there one more attack in it? There is. 63rd minute, nearly into the 64th, in the searing heat here at Cooley Kickham's. It's Kate Flood storming forward, and a rather cynical pull on the jersey there to stop her, and Kate is not impressed. And it just holds the play up and lets Leitrim come back into position and they avoid the counter. Now Louth still have the ball.
That jersey pull was for the team.
That's one way of putting it. And then the boot comes in from Leah Fox, and Leitrim just will kick it anywhere at the minute.
I think this is the last.
Yeah, this is right at the end. Eilish Hand for Louth. The fullback is up there. Lucy White is there. Is a point enough? Well, Laura Collins is going for it. This definitely needs to go over. Has she got it? Oh. And the final whistle goes, and that was the story really of the game. A lot of wides, a lot of misses by Louth. They could have won that, Colin. They really could have.
It was there for them, Jerome. It's just to say that devastating that 1 minute in the first half of the 2 goals has killed them today. You know, they were playing a good team, but it was there for them. They'd be very disappointed they lost that game.
Yeah, and who would be your player of the match?
Well, it's either the. Oh, sorry.
Go on ahead, you keep talking.
I think it's either that girl Guckian or who do you say the girl was? She's 37.
Charlene Tyrrell, yeah.
One of them two. That'll be me anyway. I think one Guckian was outstanding. You know, so everything went through her. You know, she just controlled the game. I thought. I don't know. Maybe you're different, but
the two managers having a conversation there. That's Kit and Johnny Garrity in there. I'm wondering, could we maybe get a word with Johnny Garrity? That would be nice to get here, but he's gone on to the middle of the field there. I wonder.
Over to congratulate the team.
Yeah. He's just gone on to the middle. There's a dog on as well. Is that the dog they were talking about at half time? That was sending cards.
Is there a card in its mouth? No.
No, I don't think so. But from a Louth point of view, great effort today. Certainly there was no lack in that way.
No. But I'm sure there'll be a lot of disappointment among the camp there. It was there for them. You know, you had the missed frees there, the couple of missed frees. And
yeah, we've got a couple of minutes here. I wonder, could we get maybe try and get the winning manager over here from Leitrim, although I think he's gone into a huddle now, so that might be a little bit tricky. We might have missed that opportunity, so we'll maybe get that when we go off the stream and put it on social media afterwards. But certainly Louth look very, very despondent to see.
They are. I mean, it's. I think for them they'd have to get they'd have to beat Kildare next week, don't they? And
they do, yeah.
And they'll probably have to win by a big score, like.
And that's a big ask. Yeah. Kildare, a very good team. So Kildare and Leitrim in pole position. Yeah. And Louth really, really up against it now in the Intermediate Championship. But that's it from us. It's been a pleasure to bring the game to you. It's been a pleasure to come here to Cooley-Kickham's for the first time. Great venue and really interesting game. It's been fun to have the dads on as well on Father's Day, but it didn't go Louth's way, and you have to credit Leitrim for their performance. They really stood up tall, and in the end you have to say they deserved to win. Thanks very much to Colin Halligan and the team.
Thank you very much, Jerome, for having me.
From here in Cooley-Kickham's, it's goodbye.